In today's world, if someone earning is 1 lakh, aiming is earning 2 lakh in next year or couple of months. How do you compare this grade to Ravana's grade?
If you want to make it 2, forgetting my wife, then it becomes greed. If you want to make it 2, forgetting her health, then it becomes greed. If you want it to make it 2, where the society is impacted negatively, then it is greed.
अगर कोई रावणा के साथ टाइम थोड़ा सा बिताता है कॉल्ड ऑफ एडिक्शन, बट आई कनेक्ट टू रावणा इज मोह, अटैचमेंट और डिल्यूजन. अगर आपका रावणा के साथ आप थोड़ा सा टाइम बिताएं, then you tend to have attachment to that particular scenario.
Good.
How to decode it and how do we get out from it?
Your internal conscious, what I believe is God, there is one part of God particle always within you. When you're born, I said you're with Ravan and that Rama will challenge your conscious, saying that yeah, whatever you're doing is right or not. What happened to Vibhishan? See, there was 2 brothers which Ravan had. You had Vibhishan, you had Kumbhakarnan. Kumbhakarnan chose the Ravan side, Vibhishan chose the Ram side.
If I correlate to Ravana's 10 heads
Yeah.
and current social media,
Yeah.
how do you correlate and what do you see? Now let's decode greed also.
Yeah.
In today's world, if someone earning is 1 lakh, aiming is earning 2 lakh in next year or couple of months, right? That is also greed. How do you compare this greed to Ravana's greed? Current civilization's greed to Ravana's greed.
Good question. Now I'll tell you other scenario. Here you're talking about growth and not greed, right? So if a person is making 1 rupee, he is making 2 rupee. That's growth, no? Why you're seeing it as greed? When does it become greed? Is when you compromise your 5 aspects of life to get this one thing, or if you have a societal impact negatively to get this one thing, that's when it becomes greed. See, make it very clear. Growth is positive. That I am making 1, I'm going to make it 2. But if you want to make it 2, forgetting my wife, then it becomes greed. If you want to make it 2, forgetting her health, then it becomes greed. If you want it to make it 2, where the society is impacted negatively, then it is greed. So don't see greed as greed. Greed is also a form of growth.
No one is into the growth, then it is being greed. Reason being, employees are being asked to work more than 70 hours to get paid.
Yes.
And the employees are literally working more than 90 hours actually to get their paycheck. Now, is it greed then?
If you're looking at the employee side, they want that money, right? Or whatever greed is to satisfy them, but they're spoiling the health in the process. Everyone who works 90 hours is either into alcohol or smoking. If you have a look at it, anyone you do, why do you want alcohol? Why do you want smoking? Or why do you want this lusty entertainment? To nullify the greed's impact which is coming into your life. To nullify that, you need alcohol, you need smoking, right? So that nullifies it up. But then again, there also you're doing Ravan activities, here also you're doing Ravan activities. That will bring us such a big health hit. And then you'll realize, yeah, why did I run for all of this? Because my health was important. Then you become Ram. Anyone who's not happy in life will need a Ravan to hold on. It could be alcohol, it could be social media, it could be lust, it could be, anything on that side. So when you have a gap in life, like for example, Devdas, simple example. Devdas had a gap of paro. So he picks up alcohol. So whoever is not happy in life will have to hold Ravan. Because he is the one who's going to make you more unhappy. Yeah, karo, main tumhara saath ho. Karo, I'm there backing it up. So if you're unhappy, you can't hold Ram. You will be holding Ravan only. But slowly standing with Ravan, the negativity will be so much impact is going to come that slowly, you might say, yeah, I'm done with Ravan. I want Ram. Why? But you hanged around with Ravan, so you understood the value of how negative it is. See, sometimes to understand negativity, you should hang around with negativity first. Only then you know the value of positivity. Many people don't know the value of positivity. So what God is going to, thoda negative raho zindagi mein, so you will understand the value of positivity. When you're a kid, your parents are backing you up. So you don't experience negativity that much to that level. It's only when you reach to a college level or an office level, the negativity starts hitting you. So that negativity is hitting you. Why? Because your mother's and father's Ram is not there anymore. You're all alone trying to find who your Ram is. So Ram is going to send more Ravan to understand that these are the life factors if you don't have me with me. So choose, you want this guy or that guy. Some people choose this. But these people, if they choose, they're going to more work for Ravan. but they have a duty to teach other people not to be like them.
अगर कोई रावणा के साथ टाइम थोड़ा सा बिताता है,
Hmm.
there is a called of addiction, but I'll connect to Ravana as मोह,
Yeah.
attachment or delusion.
Yeah.
अगर आपका रावणा के साथ आप थोड़ा सा टाइम बिताएं, then you tend to have an attachment to that particular scenario.
Good.
How to decode it and how do we get out from it?
It's your experience, no? When you hang around with Ravan for a long time, your internal conscious, what I believe is God, there is one part of God particle always within you. When you're born, I said you're with Ravan and that Rama will challenge your conscious, saying that, yeah, whatever you're doing is right or not. What happened to Vibhishan? See, there was two brothers which Ravan had. You had Vibhishan, you had Kumbhakarnan. Kumbhakarnan chose the Ravan side, Vibhishan chose the Ram side. So you make it, see how beautifully Ramayana is created. See, that's what I'm saying. Most of the answers of whatever problem in this world can be found in Ramayana. So what I'm trying, now you're saying a person is born as Ravan. He has a chance, Ravan and Ram, whatever it is. He has a, now even Ravan also was positive and negative. Why? He had one side which has come from the saint side. So if you see his 2 or 3 generation above, Brahma is his grandfather or forefather. But then mother's side was a Rakshas side or Asura side. So that has built up that thing. So Ravan had positive and negativity. Even the other 3 brothers. But one chose the Asura side and the other chose the God side. So as human, we are all born as Ravan, who had both particles, God and this. Either you can choose to have Kumbhakarnan or you. What is Kumbhakarnan? Sleeping half the time, doing nothing, just going with life the way it is. So slowly you are being Kumbhakarna. What Vibhishan did, found out what the truth is, why Rama is powerful. He researched more about Rama, talked with Hanuman, various other factors, understood the reality of it. Hey, half the people are saying that, why do I have to believe in God? So everyone have a choice to choose which side they want. If they choose whatever side, that is also positive for them. Maybe their duty is to teach certain people that Rama exists. So there again, they're positive. So even now Kumbhakarna also becomes positive. Even you also becomes positive. Like some bad dads create very strong sons. So how can I say the dad is bad? Because he had to create the strong son. Some have very bad mothers. Because of bad mother, they create Ravan also. But then Ravan had to be created, so we get Ram. So the mother is also positive. Ravan is also positive. That person who becomes positive is also.
If I correlate to Ravana's 10 heads and current social media, how do you correlate and what do you see?
If you want to bring Ravana's 10 head and bring it to social media, it is 10 information is always put onto you in a very short time. It can be greed, it can be lust, it can be desire. Now, for example, most of the ads is a form of creating the unnecessary desires within you is ads, advertisements, right? So that is also Ravan. Yeah, you have a good hair and people will say, yeah, this hair, you make it straight. That is Ravan creating a complex in you or an inferiority complex within you so that you can sell an over product to you, right? And that is what is happening. So 10 heads, if you see from a social media perspective, there are good things which is coming, there is bad things coming as 10 heads to you, putting into your one head, choose which is right. Now, many people are following celebrities and sports stars. I'm okay, you can follow it. If you want to be a celebrity and a cricketer, why are you following a celebrity when you want to be an IAS officer? So when you're following a celebrity, you're getting Ravan in. But when you want to be an IAS officer, you're following IAS officer, there you're taking Rama content, sorry. So even social media also comes as this 10-headed Ravan hitting you all together with this 10 information at a very high speed, quickly telling you choose which one you want. Right? But what do you do? Let me take everything. So when you take everything, you're taking the whole Ravan with you, not filtering. So that is when social media becomes negative.
Do you agree that the information in current scenario is such a way that to create more Ravana and not Rama?
Yes, because only then certain people will understand Rama. See, the world is constantly hitting you with negativity to challenge the Rama within you. The world is constantly taking your Sita away from you so that you become that Rama. That's all Ravan is doing. That's all social media, that's what media is doing. That's what life is also doing. Constantly hitting you as Ravan. Choose Rama, choose Rama, choose Rama.
Ravana. बहुत सक्सेसफुल था, पावरफुल था, इंटेलिजेंट था। इंसान को बहुत सक्सेस चाहिए, बट उनके पास दो चॉइसेस है, रामा एंड रावणा। ठीक है, एक क्विक सक्सेस चाहिए होता है और एक स्टेडी सक्सेस चाहिए होता है। अगर मैं दोनों को कंपेयर करूं, हाउ डू यू डिकोड रावणा एंड रामा इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट टू द सक्सेस?
If you look at Rama's life, right? For example, he was going to be crowned as the king. But then to be a worthy king, see, now don't see as Rama as God or Rama as, I'm just bringing him to a normal human being level, which he was already, right? Every human being who goes after quick growth, which Ravan did, will lead to destruction. But what happened to Rama? He was going to be the king of it by default because his father, this, and by default. But then God got you through his lot of experience about life, about team building, about different powers, and he had lot of karmas which he had to do. Slowly, he grew and did his all his karmas. Then the kingdom was given to him. So if you are going slow growth to climb a mountain, you can jump on top of the mountain, not a problem. But then do you have the capacity to jump and work it out from that? Now, for example, if you overdo quick stuffs, for example, what did Ravan do? He tried to, raise up that Mount Kailas in whatever fashion, saying that he had a quick stuff. But then, how much ever he got the grace, he lost it because that was not destined for him. So, if you're going to shortcuts, if you cut corners, if you go for quick growth, God will also cut corners and make things quick, and the repercussion also will get quick. Because what is quick? You're cutting corners. You're trying to use shortcuts. To get anywhere quick, there's a shortcut. So when you're shortcutting life, God also shortcuts life from top. So my suggestion is, if you have a problem, win over it, face it, don't run away from it or shortcut it or work around it, because as long as you're working around, you're running away from the problem and not fixing the problem. Rama, every step was fixing a problem. Ravan, every step was going around the problem. And most people don't fix the problem. And when they can't fix the problem gets bigger. And when the problem gets bigger, what do? Get more into Ravan. Right? If your problem gets big, think you have an issue with your wife. And she's constantly having an issue. What do? Hey, wives are okay. They will understand. What's there? I'm anyways married. She's, committed to me. Regardless, she will leave you and go. That time, your whole life will become Ravan. Your wife has a problem. Go and fix it. Wife needs a requirement. Go and satisfy. But don't over satisfy the requirement more than what your wife needs. There again, Ravan will come in. For example, Sita Mata, right? Sita Mata never needed the deer, the golden deer or whatever it is. But Sita Mata's desire for that golden deer Rama was with Sita Mata. The golden deer came, which is an over desire. So when the over desire came, God will detach from you and go after the over desire, and you will be left alone. And when you're left alone, Ravan will come and take you. And when you pray, even though, so Sita Mata needed the Ravan's, again, I'm not taking them as God, as normal human beings. So make this very, very clear. Though, you will just say, why it's that way, right? So Sita Mata was with Ravan for almost 1 year, praying Rama, 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 Rama. Then when you have understood that I made a mistake, once you accept the truth that I shouldn't have gone for the over desire of the golden deer, Rama will come and take you back also. That is a simple story. See, many people say Sita was kidnapped. Ravan, with all the 10 knowledges, right, knew who Sita was, from my understanding. You think Ravan had the power to actually kidnap Sita Mata? Now, for example, I don't know if you know about the Sahasra Ravan, the 1,000-head Ravan, which comes after the Ravan got killed. That Ravan, Rama couldn't fight because he was a human being, right? But there, Sita Mata took the Kali form to destroy the Sahasra Ravan. So the question here is that Sita Mata couldn't destroy Ravan or what? She could have, but she didn't, because we needed Ramayana. See, all these Sita Mata, Rama and Ravana, all are playing a big script so that we can get Ramayana and we can learn from Ramayana. So what I'm trying to make you understand is in Ramayana or in thing, Don't go into who's right and who's wrong, rather than what is the right I can learn from Ramayana.
So, can you brief in such a way that what Ramayana was, what role was Ravana and Rama, and how a human being like us can learn from it and apply for in our life to do better something?
Good question. So, first of all, let's make it Ramayana simple. Rama took different roles in his life, right? He was a child, he was a son, he was a king, he was a friend, he was a devotee. There's many different roles which Rama has taken. Some areas he made errors because the situation is different. Some areas, but as an avatar, everything what he did is right. Even Ravan on the same side have done some errors. So devotion. More than Rama, Ravan was the best example if you are going from Bhakti's point of view. Being a Mahadev's Bhakt, best example is Ravan and not Ram. Right? He is teaching devotion there and learning the capacity of learning. You have to learn from Ravan. Right? How he created a very strong kingdom within his thing. How he won over the whole world with the wisdom he had. That all you got to learn from Ravan. But on the other hand, when you take from the Rama side, how he can defeat a person who's much more stronger than you with the right team, with the right tools, with the right stuff, Rama teaches you. On the other hand, even negative side also, as a husband, if you see, if you doubt your wife, your wife will leave you and go. That is what Rama teaches you. But then if you're a king, it's not, see, Rama never doubted Sita Mata, but it's just the story which tells that he doubted Sita Mata and took the society side. He had, as a king, he had to take the society side. Why? If he does it, all the society will take that action for granted and the whole society is going to do because he'll say, the king did it, why I can't do it? So what you're trying to make you, and don't try to see who's bad, who's right. Go on to each situation, filter it down to each angle, and then see what's the learning experience. When you start doing that, the real Ramayana will come out. If you say the Rama is the hero, Sita Ma is the villain, Krishna, Ravan is the villain and Sita Mata is the heroine, you're not even close to Rama. Rather, as a husband, what is there for me to learn? As a king, what is there? If you're a king, see the king's perspective and learn from Ramayana. If you're a husband, see the husband's perspective. If your wife, now Sita Mata, as a wife, she is much more educated than Rama, but still chose the mission of Rama because that is much more greater than her education. Nowadays, ladies come to me and tell me, sir, I have this PhD, I have this MBA, but then due to kids, I have to stop all this education. Now I'm depressed and blah, 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 blah. If you go into that zone, you're again not being Sita, you're being. So if you naturally look at it, each and every scene has a learning experience for you. Don't try to connect the whole scene and try to find Ramayana. Cut down Ramayana, cut down Ramayana, cut down Ramayana in such a way that it gives you the message. But many people are seeing like this Ramayana. You will never understand when you see Ramayana this way. You have to bring it down to each scene. What does that scene teach me? What does that scene give the advice, right? So when you do that, the truth comes out. When you bring Ramayana like that, fantasy, Maya will come in. See, when you see, as I said, when you see Ramayana as one, it's all Maya. It's all Leela of God. It's only when you filter it down to each scene has a truth based on your situation and your scenario of life. And when you start seeing from that perspective, the truth comes out. And that's how people should decode Ramayana. Ravan could have been in any form. But Ravan went as a bhikshu or as a saint or a form. What is bhiksha? Request in front of Sita Mata. So if you think that Ravan kidnapped, I'm quite sure with my limited information about Ramayana, Ravan would have gone and requested Sita Mata, I know, only if I take you, Rama will kill me and his case. Please, I request, let's play this Leela. In this form, I have no power to touch you. I know if I touch you itself, I will burn. So, मैं भीख में मांगता हूँ, please come with me. That is my understanding of Ravan being in that form, in that way, requesting Sita Mata and not, come, I will take you off. right? So that's what I see. Different people. Now, maybe I'm saying another version of Ramayana, which is happening somewhere around the world, but maybe I'm countering with other gods. But if you really look at it, that's what I'm saying. Go as energy, don't go as body. I'm saying a big person is going in front of Sita, taking it. What does a big person ask? Request, Mata, please, and stay with me for 1 year. So Rama gets really, because Rama is the only person in the high level stuff, a human. Sita Mata is goddess form only. Ravan is 50-50 god and Asura form. Only person in the whole of Ramayana who is non-high level stuff, only Rama was human. Because he can't know if he's God. If he knows he's God, he can't kill Ravan. Because Ravan have the boon that only a human can kill him. So the only person in the high level of people, high level means the big guys, Ravan, and his gurus and all that. Everyone knew Rama was God. Ravan also knew Rama was God. Sita Mata also knew he was Vishnu Avatar. All the gurus also know. Parashuraman also know when he gave when he met him in the everyone knew Rama was God. Only Rama didn't know Rama was God. That is the beauty of Rama. So what does it signifies? Within you itself, there is that Rama. And that Rama can also be God. Now, how can that Rama be God? When your child says that, Papa, you are like God with me, you have reached Rama. Or your wife says that, okay, you are like my husband only, you have reached Rama. But on the other hand, Papa, you're the most horrible, you have reached Ravan. So don't see Ramayana as this big story of something right against wrong and wrong against, injustice, the ways that, even Mahabharata, if you go filter it out, the truth is there. See, what I'm trying to make people understand is Ramayana is very simple. Mahabharata is also very simple. Don't complicate it by lot of people's speeches. See, when you hear a lot of different opinions about Ramayana, it becomes Ravan. Same Ramayana becomes Ravan for you. Right? Because one person is saying Rama ye kar raha tha, ab dusra person is saying Rama ye kar raha tha, yaar kaun sahi hai? Right? So you go and read Ramayana, my request, you go and analyze each and every situation. As a husband, what I need to do? Ask Rama, no, while reading Ramayana. Because Ramayana is also a form of Rama. And it has Ravan in it also. Right? So you have a choice of who you're going to choose. So rather than listening to people's concepts, rather than audiobooking stuffs, or rather than going and reading other versions of explanation on Ramayana, go and read Rama. Tell me why you have created Ramayana for me. Not what for my wife, not for me. Start reading the Ramayana. Rama will give you the message when time comes. But now, how quick? Only your Rama knows. When your Ravan dies, and the other aspect of the more you read Ramayana, the Ravan will also die. You ask me a big question, how do I supersede it? Read the Ramayana, read the Ramayana, read the Ramayana. Slowly, the Rama will be killed. Why? Every time when you say that the Rama has killed Ravan, there is a Ravan which will be killed within you also. As I always say, there is a Ramayana running in your life. There is a Ramayana living within yourself. Every time you read the Ramayana, the Ravan gets killed. When the Ravan gets killed, Rama will say to last Lakshmana, go and sit underneath Ravan's leg. He will give you some more advice which you need to know. That is when the whole Ramayana gets complete. Ramayana is only complete not with Ram. It started with Ravan, right? It continued with Rama. Then Ravan's advice was important there, which has so much of wisdom he had. Only when Rama's humanism and the God's knowledge and these 10 heads knowledge comes together is when actual Ramayana.
Wow, that was a superb and powerful message. बहुत ज्यादा गहरी में चले गए, थोड़ा सा नॉर्मलाइज कर लेते हैं सिचुएशन को.
All thanks to God. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, let's play a rapid fire. You have only 5 seconds to reply. रावणा का कौन सा हेड बहुत ज्यादा पावरफुल है जो हर एक इंसान के पास होना चाहिए?
The devotee of God, right? That head, I'm telling you, I don't think anyone else has that. Like as a devotion level, that if I call God, God will come to me. That's one thing which you should work on. Because if you are Ravana, I'm telling you, Mahadev will come.
Okay. और रावणा का कौन सा हेड किसी भी इंसान के अंदर नहीं होना चाहिए?
Main thing what I say is expectation, right? Expectation is the root of all emotions, right? हम जब भी जिंदगी, but Ravan had a lot of मैं ये करके ये मिलने वाला हूँ. right? I'm going to get Sita. His expectation is completely scammed because of his negative informations which he has. So expectation is the root of all emotions, and most people are struggling with emotions only, like anger. Now many people say emotions. Emotion दिमाग में बैठता है, not heart. Heart doesn't break, mind breaks, right? So everything is this mind at the end of the day. So get out of these expectations. You do your best. Rama will take care of me.
अगर रामायण के टाइम पे इंस्टाग्राम या फिर यूट्यूब होता तो कंटेंट किस टाइप का होता?
Human beings are human beings, right? 100 years before also same human beings, 100, because body, mind and this is same. So at the end of the day, if there was social media, there will be all these asuras putting dancing videos for the likes and for the attention they need. Everything is going to happen the same way it is happening now only. So don't think that things change. As long as human beings don't change, it will remain as it is.
अगर रावणा लिंक्डइन इन्फ्लुएंसर होता तो उसके लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल या लिंक्डइन बायो कैसा होता?
If you really look at Ravana, right? He was the most good looking guy. So he's going to have a deadly photograph, right? Which is all these suited up, booted up, because now girls want all these suited up, good hairstyle and all that stuff. Obviously, in profile, he's going to have all his degrees, right? Now, 10-headed degrees. I don't know what all he has. And the third thing is, he's basically going to have the complete experiences list, which is, I'm telling you, LinkedIn profile can't fill all this, right? Because Ravana is at such a high level, you're trying to bring Ravana into LinkedIn. Yeah, he himself have all the information which is there in LinkedIn. See, Ravana, after all the gods, is the next highest level creation of God in this universe. I can guarantee on that. There's no one who is of that high caliber. He will have the most highest followers. He will have the most highest likes because he knows it all. And he has the answers for everything. And he knows how Maya works. He knows how, because all the people are stuck in Maya anyways. So if Ravana was there, you will all be slaves of Ravana. That's all I can say.
गॉट इट. अगर स्लेव्स की बात आपने की है तो लेट्स टेक रावणा एज अ कंपनी सीईओ और द ओनर. तो अगर वो किसी कंपनी के ओनर और सीईओ होते तो रावणा का कंपनी किस वजह से बंद होता?
He will be caught in a corrupt case, or he might be caught in having a destruction at such a high level that a lot of people lose their life.
रावणा वॉज द मोस्ट नॉलेजेबल, ज्ञान से भरा पूरा. सेकंड, ऑल्सो प्लेड अ रोल ऑफ विलन. क्या रावणा मिसअंडरस्टूड जीनियस था?
He has achieved which a normal human being or a normal saint or normal anyone, he has achieved much more above all of this. He is a genius. Point number 2. Second thing, in terms of devotion, Mahadev himself tells that there is no greater devotion. Obviously, Nandi is there, who is at the next level. But after Nandi, there is no other greater person who has achieved this much of Mahadev's devotion. Is he not a genius? Right? Now, the other factor, whatever it is, he has done all these wrong things. A wife still supported him for whatever he did in some form, and his wife is considered as one of the best wives in this world. Is he not a genius? Now, knowing all these factors and still played the role, willing to sacrifice his life so that we human beings get Ramayana, is he not a genius? Right? So, stop seeing him from a negative perspective and putting a negative angle. Rather, start seeing from, yeah, what knowledge he's giving us. If you really look at astrology, he's a king of astrology, literally knew how to take the planets, make the planets accordingly so it works on his favor. Is he not a genius? So if you naturally look at it, a guy who can control the whole world, one over all those kingdoms, look at his capacity. Where on the other hand, someone slaps you, oh my God, I'm depressed. Had a breakup, oh my God, I'm depressed. Had a fight with your parents, oh God, I'm weak. See that how much that even though being hit, even though his kingdom being destroyed, even though all his brothers being killed, even though all his sons being killed, he still fought for it. For his concept, for his belief that he needs to play this role of Ravan so that we get Ramayana. Actually, Ravan sacrificed his life for us so that we get Rama. Ravan came into this world so we get Rama. So Ravan did everything for us so that we get Ramayana. Those person, you would call him a genius or could call him a guru or in some form. Again, I'm not saying that see him as a guru of greed or see a guru as desire. Not that. But what are the other goodness which is there within him? Can I learn from him? Then he will become automatically a genius for you. If you are just focused on he's a bad guy, he's a villain guy, I can't even say that, right? Because he took away Sita Mata. Because I was going to say kidnap, and the kidnap word was not coming out of my mouth. Because he was never kidnapped Sita Mata. He requested Mata that can I go. So a person who's of complete, like tell me which guy can raise Mount Kailas. Just think about it. It's a genius, right? So when you start seeing with the person where on call, all the as you know, Saturn, all these things are working on his favor. On call, Mahadev is coming for his protection. Is he not a genius? What I say is, if you become even one dot of Ravana's positive which in him, you will become Ram automatically in this world because half the people are taking all the negativity and being Ravan. So what I'm saying is at least get one good positive aspect. I'm telling you, all the world is following Ravan, 50% of the world. You take one positive aspect, no, in this world, in that negativity, you'll be considered Ram. Because the world is pushing a lot of negativity in some form. Doesn't mean that Rama doesn't exist. Everyone is fighting their own war. So stop. My request to everyone is that is, as I always say, life is all positive. See what positivity Ravan is teaching you, right? And once you start seeing Ravan from that point of view, only then you will even go close to the Ramayana concept. Because if you're starting blaming people, man, you are nowhere close to Ramayana. So stop seeing him as a negative guy, because once you see Ravan as negative, no, that wisdom is shut down for you, right? So what you got to do is, what did he teach us? That don't go after someone's wife, don't go over desire, don't go outside the kingdom when you already have a great kingdom, because when you go outside, your kingdom will be lost. Share positively, spread whatever it is, right? If you start doing that, you will see that the same Ravan will be an advisor for you. Rama never in his life have ever told that Ravan was negative. If he was negative, why he told Lakshmana to sit on his foot? Because actually what happened is there's a further story to it. When Ravan was dying, and Lakshman goes on, Raman says, go and talk to Ravan because he has a lot of knowledge which he has to give you. So he goes and stand on his head, behind his head. So Rama said, no, go under his foot. When you're taking knowledge, you have to be on the person's foot, right? If Ravan was negative, he was a villain, why did Rama do that? So there is something which Ravan had. So as Lakshmana, if you go in front of Ravan, there is an advice which Ravan has to give you. So please don't take, because Lakshmana was seen as a villain, bad guy. Rama said, no, there is a Lakshmana within you also. So go as Lakshmana in front of Ravana. Ravana becomes your guru. And if you see it from that perspective, Ravan also has something to give.